The volcano's avalanches of mud are still yielding up victims today, and some are alive and will recover. Even, astonishingly, one little urchin who'd climbed to safety in the branches of a tree. The day begins under a threatening sky of volcanic ash and rainstorms. The road to Armero is full of choking dust and the smell of sulfur. Through the murk and the poisonous fumes, homeless families trek towards the nearest safe community. The rescue operation had to be halted during the hours of darkness because of the adverse weather conditions, but now, just after dawn, it's picked up again, although the road into the stricken area is still closed. So nearly everything is still being done by helicopter here. But there aren't nearly enough, though the Americans are airlifting in a batch of rescue helicopters later today. It's too early for a precise casualty figure, but officials say 15,000 in Armero alone are missing, most assumed to be buried under a 20 feet high wall of mud.
Ahorita estábamos durmiendo.
Exactly what happened.
Before they sleeping.
They were sleeping. And the floodwater came?
When the military is rescued.
What about other members of their family? What has happened?
¿Dónde está el resto de tu familia?
No sé, yo...
She don't know.
Yo más o menos entiendo, pues por lo que sé, yo creo que ya murieron mis 4 hermanos.
She think the 4 brothers dead.
The same rescue mission brought out this little boy. He'd all but drowned beneath the mud. Waiting medical orderlies and soldiers treated him with the utmost tenderness. How old is this little boy, Luis?
¿Cuántos años tienes? 6. 6.
And where are his father and mother?
¿Dónde está tu padre y tu familia? The father is his work. Maybe he don't know where is the family.
It's too early for a precise casualty figure. There may never be one. But the governor says 15 to 18,000 in Armero alone are missing. Most are assumed to be buried under a 20 feet high wall of mud. The Colombians are doing their best, but they're desperately short of resources, especially transport, rescue equipment, medical supplies. The main rescue effort is here at Armero and 4 other towns. Sadly, these already impoverished country folk are partly to blame for their own misfortune. They ignored warnings from government officials weeks ago that they should evacuate their homes and flee because mudslides from the volcano were dangerously damming up the river. And even 15 miles downstream in the town of Honda, the angry river is still rising. Floodwater is pouring in because the volcano is erupting with such strength that it's creating its own foul weather conditions. Tonight, such is the fear in the region around the volcano that government radio is busy denying further major eruptions are expected. It has told residents in the towns that are still intact to stay put. But after 500 years of silence, the volcano spoke to these superstitious people. No wonder some are literally clinging to hilltops. This is Brian Barron for the 9 o'clock news in the shadow of Nevado del Ruiz volcano, Colombia.
It's the children who have suffered the most anguish in the aftermath of the volcano. It's feared that as many as 6,000 have been orphaned. Medical teams are struggling with the most appalling injuries: burns, crushed limbs, infection. Local television broadcasts pictures of the child survivors in the hope that someone, relative or friend, will recognize a face and offer a new home.
¿Ya has sabido de tu papá y de tu mamá?
No.
At the headquarters of the Red Cross, anxious parents scan lists of known survivors in the hope that the name of their child will appear. But the lists are woefully inadequate amid the confusion of the country's worst natural disaster. Some families, the lucky few, managed to escape that disaster together, but they've lost everything. Providing for the homeless has become the priority here. The survivors have all the immediate relief aid they need, too much in fact, but they must be found new homes. It's hoped that a building program will start within 90 days. Material from abroad is still pouring in, this from an RAF Hercules, but much of it is now being stored in case the volcano erupts again. There's already been one scare that the Nevada del Ruiz was about to do just that. It's being watched as never before, but officials admit it could happen without warning. Hundreds of families have left their homes in terror, sheltering under canvas on the high ground. Those already left destitute, the bewildered children of the mud as they're called, can only ponder what for now seems a future without hope. Tim Hewitt, News at 10, Bogota.